everyone, lovely people. It is now week 2 of working with this puppy, my little baby, my Moldavite. So it's been 2 full weeks since I have been meditating and praying and just working with the Moldavite, journaling and everything with it. And this week has been dealing with my throat chakra a lot. Communication was the key this week. I think, or I've always considered myself a really good communicator. Very peaceful, non-confrontational, but I'm able to communicate effectively. At least that's what I thought all these years. And when I say, like, even since elementary school, like, in elementary school, I was a peer mediator. I was just always the peaceful one, able to get two people together, help them to communicate, determine what their differences were, why they were having whatever issues they were having, and be able to get them to kind of come to an agreement, and if not be friends again or get closer, at least can create some togetherness for them. So I've always considered myself a really good communicator. I've taken lots of communication classes, leadership classes, things like that. However, what this brought up for me was areas where I personally was lacking in communication. And it's so easy to communicate when it's not you and your feelings aren't the ones being hurt, or your feelings aren't being the ones, or you're not taking other people's feelings in consideration because of your own views or your own thoughts. And although I'm very open and I'm very, like, I'm one of those people who's very considerate of others, and I do take into account what other people may feel. But when it's closer to you, it's a little harder because you kind of get stuck in what you feel is right, or what your thoughts and your own personal beliefs are sometimes. And so this week I had to do some work. Like, I had to do a lot of work internally. And like I said, this has been a lot of introspection. This has brought up a lot of stuff that I mean, honestly, I didn't know where those shadows were. And so it took some effort, and it took some courage to communicate more effectively. And what I learned this week was that although I may hear someone, and I always tell people, you have to listen, you have to wait and not try to respond. You have to listen to what they're saying. And I try to do that for the most part. But although I may hear what someone is saying, I may not understand what they're feeling or take into account what they're feeling. And I tend to be more analytical. And if something doesn't make sense to me, I may negate the person's feelings and try to make it make sense, if that makes sense to you. So, for instance, someone may say to me, you said X, Y, and Z, and it made me feel this type of way. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I may have said that, but it was because of this, or in this context, or I wasn't feeling this way, so why would you take it this way, kind of, right? So I'll analyze what they're feeling, and feelings shouldn't be analyzed. That's what I've learned this week. To take someone's feelings at face value. If they say that what you said made them feel a certain way, you have to accept that it made them feel a certain way, and not try to combat their feelings with your thoughts, because what they feel is what they feel. And you mainly see it definitely in relationships. You know, people are closer, and our feelings, you know, can get hurt a lot easier because you're with someone, or you're in a relationship. And this could be friendships, not just personal, you know, romantic relationships. I'm talking about friendships as well. But you've created these bonds, and you expect someone to kind of not, or to understand how you feel, and not to say things that may hurt you. And although it could be unknowing that you've hurt the person, but just understanding and being in tune with those feelings. Like, you'll know if someone is being a little distant, or you can tell if you've actually hurt their feelings if you're being in tune with their emotions and with how they're interacting. And so this week for me has been about effective communication, and not just effective as far as stopping, taking in what they're saying, but also saying what I hear you saying is. And I tell people to do that all the time, but I don't always personally do that. Like, I take it in, and if what they say I don't agree with, if I don't want to start an argument, or I want to be or me just being passive again, I will let you know, okay, and let it go, even though I may not agree, or maybe I did not mean whatever I said the way I said it. And also too, like, I always say, like, and I am a very nice, giving, loving person, but realizing too that I can be mean, and I didn't realize, like I can be mean, and I didn't understand, or I didn't see like that side of me. But it took me to listen, like before I said something, to just like think about what I was saying. I was like, oh, that might be a little mean. That might be a little harsh, even though I may not mean it in a harsh way. But again, people receive communication from where they are and not where you are. And so even if you know someone may be in a bad mood, or if you know someone may take something a certain way, you just have to be mindful of those things and take that into account. And so this week for me has been big on learning and seeing those little shadows within. I was not being an effective communicator. I was not being a thoughtful communicator at all. I was not speaking, and sometimes, I'm big on speaking your truth and being truthful to who you are. But you also have to be, well, for me, I'm not going to tell you what you have to do, but I also have to be mindful of my truth and how I word my truth, so that it is not taken in the wrong context. Because again, like I said, I realize that I can be harsh sometimes. Yeah. So this week has been a doozy. It's been great. It's been great because once I started to see, and again, I had to phone a friend. Like, I definitely had to phone a friend. And once it was almost like, once they said certain things, it was just like a bulb went off, and I was like, okay, like I can see where I do that, like, because I'm not like and I don't feel like I'm an exception to any rule. Like, I see where I have flaws and I know that I have them, but sometimes you don't realize them until it's brought up. And I'm not one that's in denial. Like, if somebody tells me, like, you could probably do better in this or this or this, or maybe look at it from this way, then I can do that. Like, I don't have an issue doing that. And so I think that's what helps me to get through. I think some people who use Moldavite, who have a harder time than what I have, is because they're unwilling to accept the changes that they have to do within. I'm more willing to accept, and that's because I've done a lot of work prior to getting to this point where I've decided to go ahead and utilize this to help me get to the next level, to help me to get out of certain cycles that I was in, and to start manifesting the life that I want to live. So I've done the work prior to, so it's not as hard for me to make those adjustments when they come up, and as I learn, because I'm not like holding on to this person that I felt like I was. Like, I understand that there's some other stuff that I need to work on, and being willing, and because I want my relationships to flourish. I want to be able to help those around me, and I won't be able to help if I'm still stuck in my ways, or I'm not willing to change, or I'm not willing to do the hard work. I'm willing to do the hard work and accept the hard work, and because I'm willing to accept it, it's easier. I mean, it's hard, but it's not really hard. It's work, but it's not hard work. It's just work. Like, you have to work on yourself. And so that's what I'm learning. And just being able to communicate a lot better, a lot more effective. So that's been week 2 for me in my Moldavite journey. Communication effectively. So again, if this is something you are ready to, you're willing and you're ready to work with, I say grab yourself some Moldavite. If you're trying to get yourself to the next level, and you believe in the benefits of Moldavite, because everyone doesn't have the same beliefs or the same thoughts processes as I do. Some people don't work with crystals or whatever, and that's, everyone has their own right and their own belief system and can do whatever fits them. But for me, this is what I like to do, and it makes me feel good, and I enjoy it, and it makes me happy, and brings me peace, and that's what I need. So if this is for you, I guess if it wasn't, you probably wouldn't be watching this video anyway. But if this is your thing and you want some Moldavite, make sure you find a good spot that's ethically sourced and is real real raw Moldavite, not other stuff that you may find. And there are lots of videos. I'm not like I said, this isn't considered a crystal, but I'm not like, I can't go into properties and all that stuff. There are other videos on YouTube, other people, so look for those if that's what you're looking for, that can tell you how to tell. But I can tell you that where I purchased this is an amazing company. Husband and wife, they're amazing. This isn't sponsored. They don't know me at all. But I follow them. I've been following them for over a year, I'm sure. Yeah, I've been following them for a very long time. And I love them. I love what they put out. They're just amazing. And it's called Loving Thyself Rocks. They're on Etsy. I do believe they also have their own like site that they have. I believe. I don't know. But I ordered from Etsy, from their shop on Etsy. They do have a storefront store. I'm not sure where they're located. Maybe Florida. I don't remember. I know it ain't close to me because I would have been. But yes, they do have a storefront. They're Loving Thyself Rocks on Instagram, and they're Loving Thyself Rocks on Etsy. I love them. They have good products. So if you're looking for a Moldavite, you can check them out. This is my baby. I love it, and it's been helpful to me. I hope that this was beneficial to you. I have a couple more videos that I need to record today because, as I always say, my camera, I can't get it to download. So there's some videos I need to re-record. So if you see me in another video with the same outfit on, you know why. I have some videos to re-record, or some videos that was on my mind, because you know what, this communication thing, this throat chakra is popping right now, because oh baby, it's working for me. See y'all.